I should really show you this. The jungle is overtaking the road. They've been cutting, but this is a very sharp, steep climb. If your brakes aren't good, it's gonna be problems. There's been numerous accidents. See the red flag? You see there's a big butt. See what? Shit. Woo, doggy! Hey guys, it's another beautiful day in Ghana, West Africa, and we're still out here getting it in. So it's Saturday, and today I'm heading up to a prayer day for a funeral. One of the families that I acquired land from, one of their elders transitions, and I knew him well, and from purchasing the land and being in the area. He was a farmer, a wonderful tomato farmer, a very old guy. And I always commend them because the distance from the farm and the town is far. I should measure it, but I would say it's at least 2 miles, might even be 3 miles. I'll check today, but it's at least 2 to 3 miles. And these men and women that are farming this area, they walk that in and out every day. Many times carrying loads, always carrying tools and sprayers and bringing back stuff from the farm. And, that alone, it's definitely healthy. I'll give it to that. There was another Diasporan brother who lived out there, an elderly brother into his 80s, and he used to make the same walk. So I'll definitely commend them on that. But nonetheless, we're heading up there. The weather is a little cloudy, but we're hoping it doesn't rain. I got in late last night from Pram Pram and Atampoku. Yeah, those are, definitely some gaps in between them. So I did like a triangle between pretty much Accra, Pram Pram, and Atampoku. And the thing I'll say about Atampoku is very familiar to me. It's a very, very familiar feeling. And it definitely feels like home. and it's really the area at large. You know, I spent many years out there in Akwamufie and its surrounding areas at Fiancra in my early years. And so Atapuerca was the town that we had to go to get everything. And yeah. I'm at the wash basin, and it's not quite a drive-through, but I just need a quick blow-in, and they're getting me good. Let me pull forward. Oh, sorry. And so yeah. Alrighty, and as we continue along, I wanted to share an update on what's been going on. This last week I've been on the ground quite a lot. I've captured a lot of footage, but you know, really I capture in batches and then I edit in batches. And so a lot of this footage you'll see in August, and it's been a lot of land searches. I've been helping a number of people search for land, and this has been a part of my process of going back to the beginning. I've helped and been a part of a number of projects. I was even thinking about it earlier today, and that I need to sit down and really count how many projects I've played a role in or consulted on, or just, you know, left some fingerprints on. And so it's in doing all of this that I have not only faced the challenges that you all are going to meet along the journey, but I faced it in numerous ways from different perspectives and different angles. And that collective experience has ultimately given me the wisdom to guide you on your process. And what I've found is it's just an information game. Very much of what we are doing here is in a idealistic dream state of what you hope to achieve and accomplish, and a lot of it is not even based in a fixed reality that you know or can relate to. And so you really have to have bearings so that you can measure your success and your progress, because at times it's going to feel like you're not progressing and you're not moving forward, and it's more challenging than you anticipated. And so the question is, in those times, can you assess and look at what you are actually dealing with and where you are, and really judge and rate what you've achieved or where you are in your process? And so when you have a roadmap outlined, this foresight gives you the confidence to move forward each day, make decisions, and rest assured that those decisions were the right decisions in the grand scheme of how everything is. So again, guys, that's what this is really about. It's about guiding you along this process, this challenging process of developing your vision into reality. And my goal is to assist you in just that. So at its simplest, I will be your guide. I will be outlining the steps ahead. I will be sharing informative information, and I will be showing you how we can move forward on this path with success. So guys, thank you for joining us. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Please comment below and introduce yourself. YouTube is very much anonymous. It's more or less I post this up on the World Wide Web for you to view, but the engagement is limited to the comment section. And so because of that, I really much want to engage with you all. And so please, if you are a regular, as I've always said, please feel free to say hi, to reach out, to share, and to be interactive with the site. Please do keep it positive. If you have constructive criticism, that is always welcome. But here we keep a pretty natural positive disposition, because we need glimmering, shining examples of what can be achieved. And yes, it is going to be challenging, but the perspective that you hold in relations to those challenges is ultimately up to the individual. So if it's hard or if it's easy, that is determined by your perspective. And so my belief is, if I give you a very well informed perspective, then naturally you'll see this as a process that not only you can endure, but you can thrive in, and ultimately that's the goal. So thank you again for joining us. I am Brandon. This is Eco Talk, and we are based in Ghana, West Africa, greatly in the greater Accra regions and eastern region. I have done projects in the Volta region and often ventured into the central region. And yes, I've been up north and other places as well. But again, I'm one man, and this is where we are right now. So for those who are in the surrounding areas, if you need help with design or related consultations, please feel free to reach out. I would very much like to assist you in your process. Again, ultimately, my experience has allowed me to have the perspective and the wisdom to guide you along your journey. So thank you very much. Yeah. All right, my guy, thank you very much. You go see me next time, okay?
Okay.
Yep, they got me right. And we are off. Make sure I don't hit nobody. Just the chicken. And I probably should have waited for a wash. You know, let's talk about the economics. Let's talk about the economics. The wash is 25 cedis. And they wanted like 20 cedis just to blow me off. Like, excuse me. Just to spray, you know. Yesterday, I mean, you'll see the footage. I'll clip it in right here. Yesterday, I was on the Dodowa Waterworks to Afinia Road. And again, this is a major, let's call it vital lane of infrastructure in that high tension power lines are running there. There's a water filtration plant that comes from the Pong facility. So this is the water treatment plant that's treating Accra. And so there's a main access road that runs along this Dodowa Afinia corridor. And so, of course, you know, once these roads are developed, and the road was specifically developed because that's where the power lines were going. And there's another road that actually follows like a bush path of that water lane. So what happens is that road brings in development, or really access to potential development. And people then buy the land around it for houses, estates, and everything. And depending on who you are and where you are in your process, if you're looking for land to quote unquote invest in, which is, you know, we've talked about it before. We've talked about the fact that you don't own the land. We've talked about the fact that you're leasing the land. And so it's not conventionally really a good investment, because when you're selling, you're really only selling the remainder of your lease. And that becomes, oh yeah, that's the family of my welder. And yeah, I always see them along this run. And so what happens is, you promote it like you're selling it, of course. You're only selling the remainder of the time. And then that individual, Neil, still needs to deal with the original landlord eventually. And while it's done all over the place, and it's still done, and people look at it as land banking and other stuff like that, there's definitely some insights that you want to be well informed of before you incorporate that into your vision and your dream. Because again, if you don't have the right perspective on it, you will be disappointed. And so I say all that to say, please be as well informed as possible. I've strayed away from the initial talk of the price of the washing. We got far away from the price of the washing, with the washing being 25 cedis and then them wanting to spray the car off for 20 cedis. And again, this was all because I was along that bumpy, dusty road, and then on the way back I was carrying a load. And then the real part, the second part of the road, is from Afinia to Dawinia, which is another area that once that road is paved, this is a great shortcut between the Tema Akosimbo Highway and Pram Dawinia, Afinia, Dodowa, Volta region, all these different areas. These are major, or let's call them minor, or let's call them medium. Let's call them medium level T-junctions and not interchanges, but crossroads. There we go. Medium level crossroads that really lead you to different places and areas of Ghana that strategically you're going to need to get to for different things or may desire to. Now me, I'm required to do it because I'm all over the place, so I'm always looking at these strategic places. And in a later video, what we're going to talk about is essentially the new city that Ghana is proposing. And they've done this a number of times, and the reason is clear why it needs to be done. They've even tried it on a number of occasions, or at least one or two occasions. And it's about decentralizing Accra. With Accra and how it's developing and sprawling, there's not a lot of solutions that can be implemented because you have to now work with what is already there. And so they're looking to one of what I would consider to be the last frontiers in the greater Accra region, simply because of proximity, and that's going to be the area through, I believe it's Bundwasi and Asutrari. And I definitely need to check the name of that first one, so I'm not even going to mention it again. But essentially what we're talking about is from Shy Hills all the way to Asutrari and the Volta River. When he mentioned that the town is going to be built in a place where 3 regions connect, this was the biggest indicator that he gave, and he did that on a number of earlier speeches. And then later, when actually in the area of Asutrari, he let everybody know his clear intentions. And again, this is a wonderful opportunity and a vital solution to some of the challenges that Ghana faces with development. And so this is a vast, expansive area of land. It's what I would describe as a plains land. So again, a lot of it is low and flat level land. And it's going to be very exciting to see how they handle this. Again, it's along the Volta River, so there's an aspect there. And what it will ultimately do is create a whole wonderful area across this river and these 3 regions, to where each of these regions can have a collective, another new unifying collective point for economic industry and so much. And if done right, and what I simply mean by that is with foresight and planning, it can really be something interesting. So we're gonna look at that later. I've got some drone footage of the area, and I'll clip into that now just so that you can kind of see the initial areas of what it kind of looks like. Now this is closer to Asutrari Junction, but again, this is, when you see some of this, this is like National Geographic level footage. And it's amazing to think that there's places like this that are still so close to the city centers. And that's the beauty of the countryside. Literally, when you start to travel anywhere from 30 minutes outside of the city centers, you start to see lush green, or really it transforms into a lush green environment that is truly fertile. And if you just have intentionality and really do well, you can cultivate a wonderful natural environment. Now we're speeding along the R40, and we're not speeding, but we're definitely moving. I'm gonna pause right here because I need to make a couple adjustments. But guys, I wanna thank you for tuning in with me today. Right now, I have, to a certain degree, become a YouTuber. And so what I mean by that is I'm creating content with intentionality of posting it here and conveying it to you all, and then also having it up ideally forever, so that it can be some breadcrumbs that I can quote unquote leave along this trail. One of the things that I thought and came up with and really have felt in reflection over the years is that as being a trailblazer, by the time you may come and meet where I've been, odds are I'm far from there. I'm very far from there. And so even the way I may speak of, reflect on, or relate to even those experiences has changed. And it doesn't devalue any of the information, but it really leads one to understand like perspective and growth and process. And so I say all that to say, hold on, let me adjust. I said I needed to adjust. Let me even, yeah, we're in a high. I got a tipper in front of me, and I got a trotro that's probably going into the Volta region behind me, and both of them are over speeding, and I'm stuck in the middle. I don't like that. All right, so we're gonna get this resituated. All right, that's good. We're gonna frame up a little bit. That's good. We're gonna put this over here. And all right, I think everything's good. I think we need one more thing. This is how we make these adjustments on the go. Yeah, everything's good there. There we go. All right, so we're back. Let's get back level. Make sure all my settings are right. Yep, all my settings are right. And we are good. We are good. Get you right in there. All right, I got a seat right here for you. So, yeah, I got two in the back, but I gotta warn you, this Nissan Hardbody is a wonderful truck. It's a wonderful truck. It's a bush truck. I've manifested this truck truly, and now I've already got a number of other trucks that are in the process of manifesting, but this one goes back to my childhood, to where we were into Nissan lowrider pickup trucks, and we used to draw this truck and draw different custom paint jobs on it and all kinds of other interesting stuff. And for this work, this is what you need for the work. But for the life, this is not the truck. And I only say that because of the suspension and the comfort. This is a work truck. The back seat is real close to the axle, so you really feel it back there. You really, really feel it when we hit these bumps. And again, it's like a tank, so it can take the bumps, but you know, you may want a Toyota, you know, for that cloud comfort, you know, or we may even need to look to the Kantanka. I'm not going to speak on the Kantanka right now because that's not the purpose of this video, but you know, both the Kantanka and the Toyota, those come at a hefty premium, you know, and it's cash. All of these, you need cash. So yeah, but let's get back. We've been talking about a number of wonderful things. We've been talking about significant areas to look to. You know, my focus is rural development. I'm trying to go solve the problem in places where it has not yet become a problem. Aside from that, I'm looking at urbanization and the influx of people who rush to Accra from rural areas looking for jobs and opportunities. Whereas if we develop these rural areas, there's a potential that they will have opportunity there that will entice them to stay. And then those areas and communities can grow and evolve and be developed to comfortable communities that are ultimately vibrant and ideally sustainable. The sustainability and sustainable is going to be our buzzword that we're going to use over and over and over in a number of different capacities, but ultimately we want to make every single thing sustainable. We want the home sustainable. So we want it that after you've built this home and you're living in it, you can afford to maintain it. We want the budget for developing the home to be sustainable so that way you can raise those funds and be able to afford to develop the home. We want the relationships of all the individuals that are going to play a part in your project to be sustainable. so that everybody's effort and impact can be appreciated, can grow, can evolve, and can be healthy. This is something that we want and we strive for. You know, I've spoken on the emotional toll that comes along with repatriation. Give me 1 second. I'm really thinking about which way I'm gonna go. And I think I'm gonna go excuse me, I'm behind that tipper again. Behind that tipper again. So I was thinking about which way I'm gonna pass. Let me get you, I think that's good. And I think I'm gonna stay on the tarred road. It's a little bit longer, but with me just spraying the car, and I think that'll be my best bet. I need to plug up, so give me 1 more second. Yeah, you know what? While I do that, guys, yeah. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we are traveling along this R40. Where we're at right now is called Akorle, and it's just after Agomeda, and I'm gonna use this road to head all the way up to Somenya, and then from Somenya I will use the Somenya Aprede road to climb the mountain to Aprede. So welcome back, and thank you for continuing this journey with me as we head up to this funeral. But nonetheless, as we've been discussing a number of wonderful things, we've talked about the new proposed city. We've talked about the nuances of development along vital roads. We've talked about the peculiarity of pricing and charging. And so, yeah, there's a number of nuances that come with this process. And it is a process. I was talking to I was talking to one of us earlier, and they were updating me with their project and where they were, and particularly was interested in some drone footage. And so we were just discussing a number of things, and the word that they used over and over was process. And that's a very healthy word, because you need to understand that yes, you are in a process and you want that process to deliver the outcome that you desire. But it is a process. It takes multiple steps. And every step is like a tree with branches that could take you in different directions. And while many of these branches interconnect and can get you in the general upward direction, they all do not typically lead to the same place. So let's say that yes, you may get to the top of the tree, but from the branch that you're standing, you may have a different perspective from the person next to you. And so in using this analogy, I would say to a certain degree, I've climbed to the top a number of times and have gotten a number of different perspectives. And so now I can guide you on a way forward. And that way is one, the protocol is a very idealistic approach towards sustainability, because that's the goal. But in reality, a lot of it still is very much determined based upon you and the uniqueness of who you are and your needs, expectations, and comforts. And so that's where the process has to be customized to suit you. And for me, the biggest part of that right now is just information. You need to be informed, like past tense. Like you need to have all of that information, so that when we talk about things, it's not even that you're still gaining an understanding, but you've reached the understanding and you're now informed on the topic or the situation. And now from that place, you can comfortably move within this process, be it forward, sideways, back. You know, not all of these branches are strong enough to carry your weight. You know, it may look strong, but that wood is not strong. If you just pull on it, it's gonna snap. And you may fall. And you're gonna fall. A lot of stuff feels like a fall, to be honest. It feels like heartache and disappointment. But I promise you, more African American diasporans are choosing to stay in Ghana every day than are leaving. And that's powerful. It's about perspective. That was a wild tangent that I just went on. And I'm gonna continue on it, because what it's relating to is, you know, right now media is, what's trending is the large number of diasporans who are leaving Ghana. And then the narrative is that it's because it's too tough, the conditions, the infrastructure lacking, it's negative things. Or finances is always a large part. But again, it's an unhealthy discourse, because it's like first off, we come in all different shapes and sizes and perspectives. We're all on different journeys. You know, do you know what a sojourn is? We're all on different journeys, and not every journey, some of them are seasons. Some of them last, who knows for how long. And all of them are important. So if Ghana's ever been a part of your journey, you know, that's a beautiful thing. But it doesn't always mean that it's forever for everybody. But some of us, you know. So nonetheless, I've talked in the past about the different types of people. And that could be a TED Talk. You know, I need to name them. I actually have named them. So I should probably make that a Substacks, but it's almost like inside information. It's me sharing, you know, an inner understanding of our community. And some of it is sensitive in that maybe I don't even need to expose that publicly like that. But my belief is that the message may not get out if I don't. And it's a very important piece of the puzzle of becoming informed. There's anywhere from 3 to 5 types of people. And again, a person can be 2 things, 3 things. It's not a stringent, you know, black or white. No, this is all shades of gray. It's people, it's humanity. It's good, it's evil. Some people don't even believe in evil. And they only believe in good. Other people acknowledge evil just like they acknowledge good. And I'm not here to try and convince you of anything today. I'm just sharing insights into my observations of my time here. My time here in this human experience. And I'm gonna go back and forth with extremities so that you can see like the 2 sides of each coin, or however you want to look at it like that. And I always start with the dreamer, with the pioneer, with the trailblazer, who is moving forward ahead, looking for better opportunity, better something, a vision. We've had them all throughout history. They've led the way. They've allowed us to spread humanity all across the globe. And then on the other end of that, you have literally the outcasts. And again, that is a very harsh label. But what we're talking about literally is the people who are on the outer edges of society because of their extreme viewpoints or perspectives. And those can vary wildly and largely. And this is why I said that the dualities can coexist. Many outcasts believe they're on trailblazing, pioneer-like missions to bring their reality to life. But again, usually, largely, these people have, what would be the appropriate word, have not been able to resonate, or that's not the word. I'll come back to it and I'll find the perfect word, but the word is in relations to how these people interact and relate with society at large in general. because that's what's made them an outcast based upon their actions or beliefs or what they've done, and people have ostracized them. And again, it's not to even the extremity of being outcasted or ostracized, but these people largely, they'll reinvent themselves. Now they have a new place, a new location. You know, this is where you find a number of other types of people when they use words like narcissist and other things, because these people, these are tools in their handbag, in their tool bag. Oh, my young boys, they know me coming from a mile away. I love that. I wonder if I have some footage of them. Those are my young boys who used to come through when they go in the farm. They're hunting for different things, and so I'd always meet them in the field. So yeah, those are the first two. The third one is let's call it lovers. Love will have you moving all the way across the world. It's a beautiful thing. Be it the passport bros, be it the sisters getting their groove back, you know, and everything in between, over and above, you know. But that's the lovers. The fourth one, for the mere fact of keeping things kind of consistent, we're going to go with the dependents, the carry-ons, the baggage. These are the people who, you know, the children who accompanied their parents, you know, the partners who followed their partners for a job or opportunity. But it's people who found themselves in the environment, not necessarily because of their own choice. That's the dependent. And then I'm going to jump to a new one that really should have kind of been probably in between, because it's more significant than the dependent, because the dependent is just there by proxy. But that's the traveler. There's a traveler. There's a student who's a part of a study abroad program. There's a jet setter. There's a flight attendant. There's so many travelers that make this journey, this Mecca-like journey, or even just this destination journey, for a number of individual reasons. And what happens with them is Ghana touches their heart. Ghana leaves fingerprints on their soul. And so usually later we hear from some of these people, and usually they come in one of the forms above, as far as pioneer or another. Now, another group, which again is very much a filter. It's not an entirety of its own, because you could be a pioneer, you could be a lover, you could be a dependent, almost. You could be, you really could, I mean, you could be a traveler, but what it is the retiree. We have a large population of conscious retirees, and they are really, they've been the backbone of our community throughout the last, let's say 20, 30 years. Really, let's say 20 years, because 30 years ago they would have been here, but because of where they were in their journey, maybe at 10 years or a few years, maybe they weren't yet the backbone. So this is still really very much a new phenomenon over the last, let's say 40 years. I mean, technically we can go all the way back. African Americans have played a role. I mean, I don't want to go any further than labeling that role. And even that, some people will have issue with me even stating it as a role. You know, you might want to say that we were a spectator or bias. It's not about that, but we were here. We were here. We were here. And we were helping. Before Ghana was even Ghana. You know, if you look at the history, Kwame Nkrumah's history, his study, his education, the people that he invited and were moving with him, you know, those were our most historic and some of our greatest leaders. And we haven't even been able to get back to that in many regards because of, again, it's really the terrors that are put upon us. You know, I'm gonna get real quiet because I don't really say it often. But let me tell you, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to be a leader. I'm afraid to be a leader because all of our leaders, what has happened to them. And so it's the same thing. Beat us in front of everybody so that you'll never do that because you don't ever want to be beat like that. And so that has really held me back. You know, it's really, really held me back for a long time. But it doesn't matter. And what I'm talking about now is I'm trying to come up with an analogy, but this is what I'm destined to do. And so it's going to be done. So yeah, guys, I'm climbing this road from Somenya to Aprede, and I thank you for joining me. We're gonna get back to our regular audible levels. Nonetheless, even though I kind of said a few things real quiet, I tried to whisper them to you. AI is gonna transcribe this entire thing. Any important information or perspective that I said is gonna be added to my profile. And so there's nothing that you can really whisper on the internet. And so yeah, I'm gonna post as I can. And these will all in time string together. I should really show you this. Yeah, so the jungle is overtaking the road. So they've been here cutting some trees, but this is also a very sharp, steep climb. But as you can see, the road is very much overtaken by bush. And then you got this. So yeah, if your brakes aren't good and you're coming down this, it's gonna be problems. There's been numerous accidents. You probably see the red flag above, kind of warn you. See, there's a big butt. See what? Shit. Woo, doggy! Jesus! Ha! 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 Charlie? See what I'm talking about? I'd have been finished. Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Hi.
How is it?
Good. Can you just drop him in the next stop?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, don't mention it. We are all here for the same person.
It's okay, let me join you.
Yeah, feel free. Let me just make some small space.
Don't worry. We are all brothers.
Yeah.
We can put it on my lap.
Yeah.
Then we go.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, man.
Okay, I'm Kwabena.
Kwabena,
Yeah.
I'm Kweku.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Yes.
you.
Hey, I almost died.
Really?
Right now.
What happened?
Did you see the
The
two
two?
buses?
Yeah.
They almost killed me. Oh, I'm recording, so let me.
We were.
You mind? I'm recording.
Yeah. No
It's
problem.
okay?
I'm fine. I'm a media person, so I don't
really?
have a problem with that.
Okay. They almost killed me.
When they were coming, we were complaining that why are they going with that speed? Because you don't know this road. There's a very serious sharp curve there.
So they are going with speed. Hold on, let me. I don't like to do too many things at once in my thing. They almost
Relax, everything is fine.
So who are y'all here for today? Which funeral?
We came, our brother passed, so we have to come and see the guy who will dig the grave.
Okay.
So they've dug it, but then they need to do small work on it. So that's why we came here.
Yeah. So yeah, as they are coming down, they are too close to each other.
Okay.
I don't think they know the road.
They don't.
So they meet that curve, and I'm climbing the curve, and so the first bus is trying to slow down to navigate the curve, and then the second bus tries to use the other lane. If there was no place here on the side, I would have been finished. But luckily the 4x4, I'm able to go off the road. I got the whole thing.
Yeah.
The camera. But the camera was facing that way.
So the only thing is, if you know the company, we can report them.
I even thought about turning around.
They don't fool around.
Yeah, I thought about turning around and going and seeing, because that one there, and I was even just talking about how dangerous the road is.
Very on that side, very dangerous.
Many accidents there.
Because there are no signs to show you where you are approaching.
And usually the churches like to go there, and then they will want to save their fuel.
Yeah.
So they were off the key. And then they're not thinking that their power steering needs the belt running. Then they are la.
You there, then you go straight and go and kill yourself.
And your stupidity, not even yourself, all these travelers just trying to get home. And trying to whatever. It doesn't make sense.
It's a problem. But where are you off to?
I'm coming here for a funeral.
Oh, I prayed it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have some land just on this road here.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We're also native of this town.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. It's a pleasure.
I walk on this road every Sunday morning.
Oh, wonderful.
To go and see my mother. At the cemetery.
Even to be honest, that's good for a number of reasons. The health of even the walk.
Of course.
Many people walk this road, and I wanted to measure it because it's not far. I mean, it's far.
It's far, but
it have to be like 2 or 3 miles.
Exactly. You got to be more like articulate. I want to get there.
Yeah.
I want to get there. So
I had an old man that lived back there, and he used to walk it all the time. I said, at 80 years old, he was still walking the road. But that one too is why you're 80 and strong, because you are walking.
Oh, of course, you're walking around. Yeah. That's good. It helps.
Very soon this area is changing.
Everywhere is changing now, Everywhere is changing. Development is taking place.
It really is.
Slowly get there.
People will be saying that the money is not there, but if you look at the brick and mortar going up, it's coming from somewhere, because that one there is not credit, it's cash money. It's brick and mortar.
The only thing is, my prayer is they don't spoil the landscaping. You see?
As for that one,
they leave some of the trees around for us to get.
We know already. We've seen Accra and we've seen everywhere else. So it's only for us to fight for that.
Exactly.
But if we don't fight for it, like even right now, as I was watching all the trees they are cutting, that's why I say that it's unfortunate, but we like the charcoal business too much. Like almost like the mentality. Instead of enjoying the fruits of the tree, we would rather chop the whole tree down for firewood. And then we are not even breathing healthy air, none of this stuff. So that's why for me the fight is in these areas. This is where you can save some.
Of course.
But Accra, everybody.
With Accra, you can. But when I go to Accra, I come back.
Even
if it's after midnight, I come back.
Absolutely.
I can't stay there.
Absolutely.
Too much of pollution, I can't.
Yeah. Ah, so those buses were probably here for this.
Yeah. No, they are going somewhere
They're
different.
going. Yeah, they're trying to take the shortcut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, where are you going?
We can just walk from here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which side are you going?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, my friend. Let me take your number. This was a pleasure.
Sure, come now. I'll give it to you.
Where's my phone?
Okay.
Okay, my friend.
Minute. Okay.
It's coming?
So yeah, that's it.
40. Okay,
so,
it's a pleasure.
Come now what?
Brandon.
All right.
Okay, I'll send you a WhatsApp. Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, very good.
All right, sure.
Take care.
Talk. When I go, I will tell you Skido.
Okay.
The one we met at the cemetery.
Oh, I'll remember from there.
Remember, yeah?
Yep. All right, thank you, my brother. Yep.
Stay blessed.
Yeah, I didn't even get to talk about that. Jesus. Ah. It's like I can't take this road. So there's certain roads that it's not worth passing the risk. And this is one of the roads. There's this road, and then there's the Ayakuma to Latte Road. These are two roads that if there's no reason for you to pass them, don't pass them. It's just not even worth the risk. They're notorious roads for just, the Ayakuma to Latte one, you're on the steep side of the edge of a mountain. You know, and these tipper trucks come through. And here, this one, I'm at the bend that everybody complains about where people have died and everything has happened with accidents. And as you just saw, two large buses speeding down the hill, one about to crash into the back of the other, tries to overtake it, and who's there? Me. Jesus. All right, guys, I just got here. I need to call up and figure out where my left and my right is. All right. Thank you.